What's up, people? How you guys doing, man? I'm Renal Khalix. Thank you tuning in to my video. This is my Night of Champions predictions. So, first match I want to talk about is the match Sheamus versus Cesaro. The build-up of the match didn't seem too important, and apparently, I don't know, they didn't even have a promo. They were just throwing in tag team matches and just matches where all it is just Cesaro will watch Sheamus ringside, scout him or manipulate him, whatnot. Sheamus does the same thing, vice versa. So, I don't know. Cesaro, I think, should go for the win, but he's not as important as when he was with Paul Heyman. So, I feel like Paul Heyman fitted with Cesaro very well. I don't know why they branched that off, probably because upon the return of Brock Lesnar. So, I think Cesaro was on a good rise. So, I don't know. He should have been United States champion, in all honesty. But the feud's kind of the same. It's just minus Paul Heyman. So that's what I gotta say to that. Next match we have is the tag team champions, the Usos versus the team of Stardust and Goldust. So I'm thinking Stardust and Goldust may go for the win. I'm thinking they're gonna win this one because they seem like their heel character. I think this is a chance for them to build momentum off their heel character, because with them, it seems like they found a ton of spark, and apparently I feel like as if this is gonna be quite interesting. So one thing I can say to that is, yeah, I think Star and Goldust is going to win this one. Next match, we have the Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. The Miz needs a win. I don't see him winning any matches in between other than the team of with Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus versus Cesaro Miz. That was his only win from there. Dolph Ziggler was constantly beating The Miz left and right, even with his stunt double Art Ziggler versus Miz stunt double Mizdow, well, in a tag team match, quite frankly. So one thing I gotta say I don't know, I think The Miz needs a win for some momentum, even though the win may seem too random. So that's one thing I gotta say to that. So I'm thinking The Miz is still gonna win. Next match we have is the Divas Championship, Nikki versus Paige versus AJ Lee. And I gotta say, I'm thinking Paige is gonna win. I don't want to see her retain, or AJ, well, I should have said AJ is gonna win. Even though it's going to be a hot potato, I think AJ is going to win. I think it's time for Paige to transform her character instead of just constantly manipulating AJ. I think Paige needs that NXT instinct back. And if Nikki was to win, we would have the Divas Championship match against her and Brie to prove who's the best Bella's win. So as much as I want to see Nikki to win, I want to see AJ win and become Divas Champion. Alright, main event. We have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. And I'm going to say Brock Lesnar is going to win this one. I think Brock Lesnar needs a win. He needs to continue his title reign. His title reign seems very relevant. The title is so fresh to see because we don't see much on television as much. So it brings so much value to the world champion instead of seeing it constantly on TV, because I'm not used to seeing it on TV all the time. So that's one thing I got to say to that. So one thing I could say is I think Brock Lesnar, and especially the world title, Brock Lesnar needs to continue storing that value in the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's what I got to say to that, quite frankly. So, yeah, that's what I got to say to that. Next thing is, next match we have, which is a non-championship match. We'll go into a couple of those matches. Rusev versus Mark Henry, and I got to say, Alexander Rusev, I think, needs to win. I think it's time for him to continue his momentum of his own. So I think Rusev is going to continue winning matches. So I don't know who's going to be the guy to beat Rusev, but he's going to beat Mark Henry. That's what I got to say to that. We were supposed to have Seth Rollins against Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns was hurt and undergoing surgery. So I would have said Seth Rollins would have won, but unfortunately that's not happening. So that would have been plan B, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So I would have went for Seth Rollins. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's my prediction from there. Oh, Randy Orton and Chris Jericho. Randy Orton, I think, needs a win. I want to see Randy Orton win. With all the momentum he has against Chris Jericho, I think the storyline was good, but I gotta say, they didn't speak much about Chris Jericho being the first undisputed, Randy Orton being the first WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But there was story stored in there, and it's kind of well-depth, so I gotta say, Randy Orton needs a win to continue to prove himself, so I think it would be great. If Chris Jericho does win, I mean, as much as I like Chris Jericho, if Chris Jericho does win, then hopefully the feud continues, so Chris Jericho will have momentum stored indeed, so that's what I gotta say to that. So yeah, that's my Night of Champions review. Hopefully you do enjoy it. I know it's kind of last minute. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace.